start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dixie T, with George Carby here. What's up, everyone?
Good afternoon. This is George Carby with my co-host Duke, and we have a wonderful show today. We have a lot of topics to get covered, and hopefully it's going to be a great service altogether.
All right, let's begin with the big story that some people are just getting into this about Perfect Dark. It looks like it's has lost its game director, and well, it's not really a to me, I'm not really surprised because you haven't heard much of this game for on the longest time, because we heard this post. Oh, this is going to be a supposedly going to be this big game. It's going to come out. All this stuff's going to happen. This new reboot, and since then we haven't really heard any story about it. Nothing at all. And I think this game is pretty much going to be destined to go into the bargain bin. Person, I think that not just the bargain bin, but also just the dumpster, because it's just going to be like, it's going to come out. I wouldn't be surprised in 3 months from now to say, yeah, we just canceled this game.
Well, I feel like it's going to be similar to Crackdown 3, where they spend so much money on it that whatever they have left on it, they're going to have to release it. Like, they're going to have to release it in whatever state that it is right now, and just take the loss for it, because they already invested too much time and too much money to it, and to cancel it would just be a waste of everything. So, I mean, I played Perfect Dark with my best friend back in the day, so I have like a somewhat nostalgic connection to this franchise. But again, I can understand if they cancel this indeed. But hey, that's just what I think about it.
It's a shame because, again, the history and legacy of Perfect Dark, and once you look at it from the N64 games, and when Rare was bought by Xbox, so like, this could be a really big coup and all this stuff, and then Perfect Dark Zero happened, and it was very lackluster, and it just went away for a while. And now, what it looks like to be a reboot of Rare is getting back up again, and all this other stuff. And now the game director is just leave the initiative and everything else, and shame, because I think the IP is really good, and no one wants, and it just seems like it's just become this. Sadly, just like a game that could have been a franchise, but instead it's just a kind of a one-hit wonder. It's right up there with Jet Force Gemini. That, man, this could have ended up something really big and important, but instead it's just we got that one game, and well, that was it.
Well, they created this whole studio for this game, so they're definitely going to do more stuff with the IP, but they just didn't know their first step. But again, that's just Microsoft's ballpark. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So the next topic we have to talk about is cloud gaming. Is it the future of gaming? Do you want to get rid of your console, your PC, and just basically go to streaming services for your video games? Personally, I don't think it's possible. One of two reasons. One, because the internet and infrastructure and latency, especially in the United States, have the worst internet in the possible. And two, a lot of companies are already it's going to be basically Netflix, Disney Plus situation, where you're going to have to subscribe to Ubisoft streaming service and Activision streaming service and all this other different streaming services just to play your games, which kind of gets rid of the point of the console /PC/ audience. But again,
and now you look in the article. This is right there and right here in the side part. It says cloud gaming has yet to replace the conventional console or PC gaming, and it instead became complementary to traditional disc buying or full game DLC purchases. So something seems to be amiss. Why the hesitate to adopt cloud gaming as primary source of the video game consumptions? It's here it says the reason why, like you said, it's because of the internet is just not as good in the United States, especially not the United States. I mean, compared to the rest of the world, the infrastructure is just terrible, and you need to have copper. This is right there. The upgrading from copper to fiber optic cabling is going to that is going to take probably like years, if not like multiple years, plus all the stuff that's connected to all these cable companies as well. So it's going to take honestly decades, if not maybe like 20, 30, maybe 35 to 40 years before we even think about having cloud gaming and such, because of this. We don't have they don't have enough fiber optic cable. I mean, they Google tried to do this cable thing, and it is hard for them to do so because these cable companies own all the stuff. They in some places like Comcast, that's it. You can't do anything else with if you try to have anything else, it's Comcast and that's it. And it's going to probably be a long while before the fiber optics and all the stuff is rolled out because of these deals and all these type of stuff that's harboring and with this whole internet and everything else. So cloud gaming will, I think, happen, but it won't happen for a long while until the United States gets a foothold of better internet. Because I honestly think cloud gaming is going to happen in South Korea before it happens here within like 5 years. I believe that.
Yeah, I have a strong doubt that cloud gaming will be popular in other areas like Asia, Japan, South Korea, as you said, and Europe, which has robust internet systems and like their infrastructure can support cloud gaming as a supplement. Like, not that they're never going to play consoles or PC, but like, say for example, you're a casual gamer and you just want to pick up a game just like a Netflix thing. Yeah, I can see this. Like, it may not be the best experience, and you can also use cloud gaming as like a sort of test and drive, like a demo system. But companies don't even like demos anymore because demos can kind of persuade the customer of not getting the game. Say for example, the demo is bad. So
yeah, and they rather have let's be honest, they would rather have the players be beta testers than actual finish the game and have like demos set out and everything else. That's just what I talk about another story we might get to later on, but yeah, that's the issue too. So
of course. So yeah.
Next up, and honestly, speaking of stuff that is a broken mess, a completely terrible mess, Battlefield 2042. Has anything gone right for this game? Anything at all? I'm asking because ask in the comments, ask the people. I don't know, because every time I hear about this game, other than that, when it was previewed, like, oh, that tornado that looks really cool, and after that, everything could go wrong.
Well, I feel like this is like the dangers of hype gaming and hype culture in video games. Like, just don't believe the hype, as they would say. And yeah, I was actually pretty excited for this game. I wasn't gonna buy it $60, but I was gonna buy it on sales because I bought Battlefield 5, I bought Battlefield 4, and I bought Battlefield 1 all on sale. So I was like, maybe it might be those similar games. Which, in fact, I've actually read an article which states that the older Battlefields has more players than this game. That's how subpar this game is doing. So it's once in a lifetime that a game can be resurrected from the dead. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. Look at No Man's Sky. Look at Battlefield 2. There's a lot of examples of games that were dead on arrival that came back and got their second chance. But at the same time, it's very unlikely. So.
Then we get to Flintlock.
Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn. Okay, so this is made by the same people who made Ashton. Ashton was an indie And this was actually one of the games that were announced on the indie Xbox. This is basically an action RPG to the similar effects of like Dragon Age, Skyrim, I guess. It has an action adventure RPG type vibe to it, and I would definitely like. Hopefully, it's just been announced, so we gotta wait for more gameplay. I'm not saying to get it day one, but again, the track record of the company, I give them a okay, you know what I'm saying? But try out their previous game, Ashton, which is basically a co-op Souls type game, so it's definitely worth your while.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about games like that, is with all this, with all these things with Flintlock and all this stuff. It's about the people behind all the stuff. People that are making it. And you look at what the game behind people with Kepler Interactive, AA4 and everything. With like say Ashen, that it was very well received. It's just I miss that from most game studios. I miss that with game studios that are just like like I said, EA and everything. They just toss things up and they just give okay, it's a trip. Like who cares? We'll fix it in when people get it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it later.
Yeah, that's the terrors of DLC gaming and modern gaming. But I mean, there's a grace with every silver lining, so that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So as we just said, one of the highlights of indie Xbox was the first game, Flintlock. Another game that I would have to appreciate is Tunic. Tunic is basically Legend of Zelda, a 2D Legend of Zelda, top-down, the 2D Legend of Zelda type game, but it's not for Nintendo. Even though I think it might come out on the Nintendo Switch, it's a Link game. It's a Zelda game not made by Nintendo. And then there was also this game called Shredders, which was basically a snowboarding game. It has a similar style to, I would say, SSX, if you remember those games back in the days.
Oh yeah, that looks interesting. But right here, it looks to be one game I just looked up right here is Trek to Yomi. I hope I pronounced right. It looks like a gorgeous, looks black and white samurai action game, which just looked really cool too. And I'm like, the ninjas get a lot of love in video games and all this stuff, but the samurai doesn't get much love. I mean, you do see it in all the stuff now, but I'm liking the fact that samurais in the games are getting more love, and seeing that just going in and just taking out fools and such like that. So it's nice to see that type of that type of samurai getting that type of love in video game spaces and such like that. So this looks really good. I like the black and white, that noir type of setting. So Trek to Yomi is something I'm really looking towards. This could be maybe their Sekiro's Dies Trice for the Xbox. Who knows?
Well, like I said, all in all, this whole showcase showed very moderate indie games, like games that you can pick out when you're like on the go. Well, not really on the go, but you have a limited amount of time and you just want to spend some time just grinding or doing something crazy. Pick some of these games up. I'm telling you. Highlight of the week. Yes. So my highlight is actually from a classic game. It's from Street Fighter 2. It's me and a friend of mine. We were playing Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I'm actually Ken, and my friend is Dee Jay. So yeah, I'm the white, and my white friend actually chose the black guy. So
my favorite character.
What, Dee Jay or Ken?
Oh, both actually, but Dee Jay I played as a kid a lot and pissed off all my brothers. They hated me playing that type of kickboxer. And then I did the same thing with Tekken 2 with the kickboxer there. They're just mad at me with that. They're like, you're just spamming the moves. I'm like, no, I know how to play.
Indeed. Well, I've been playing this game since like I was very young. The first Street Fighter I've ever actually played was Street Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis. So that's my personal connection with the series.
This looks like flowchart Ken right here. This is a flowchart Ken.
What, you don't like my gameplay? I'm telling you.
It's Shoryuken Hadouken, Shoryuken Hadouken.
Hey, I always said belief. If it works, it works.
No,
When
I'm
it's
harassing
not working, don't use it anymore. That's
I'm
my
harassing them. This is good. This is some good Ken action. This little cute race thing you guys got going on too. You're like, I'm gonna be the white guy, you're gonna be the black guy. Oh my god, that's
just
thanks for sharing.
I didn't even notice it until like I looked at it. But hey.
Oh, and you came back with a little bit of health remaining. Good.
Indeed.
Good stuff, man.
Indeed. But yeah,
That is
definitely.
That is some good stuff right there,
Indeed,
man.
indeed.
More often than not, when I get there, I lose. So I'm like, 99% if you get me out there, I'm done. So, but yeah, man. Hats off to you.
All right. My final game recommendation. Well, this is actually a game recommendation that I put onto the article that I wrote, which is 6 indie games that you shouldn't be sleeping on, and it's called Axiom Verge. So Axiom Verge is basically Metroid that's not made by Nintendo. It's made by one man, actually, or a few people, but his name is Thomas Haps Games. He's actually making a sequel to this game called Axiom Verge 2, but this game is on almost every single platform. It's on PS4, PlayStation Vita, the Switch, the Xbox, PC. If you have a working next generation console, pick up this game. It's always on sale. Support them indie devs, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to play Call of Duty for the rest of your life. You don't want to play Thing. Show the small ones some love, because sometimes the small ones put more work than the good ones. So
Exactly. They have love and attention, and this game, for the most part, seems to be has that, as it does. Looks like it's a series that basically borrows from say like Metroid, Bionic Commando, and stuff like Contra too. As they say that a lot of it is pretty much they say about what this game is. And I haven't played, honestly, I haven't played this game, but I've heard so much positive stuff about it. So much stuff that people are saying is probably one of the best, games that, like I said, that most people never really bought. So I'm probably going to, get this when I'm not less hectic and going, because I'm going to be going to Texas for, WrestleMania and everything. I'm going to be, trying to get this game. Because again, I like to support the indie people, the people who are, the indies, and support some stuff. And not only that, you said this game's going to be having a sequel soon, coming out supposedly in August this year, August. So yeah, this is like it's going to come to Steam in August. That's going to be very interesting and see how. I wonder what type of people who will play Axiom Verge 2 are, or the first, will they go back to play the first game? That's gonna be very interesting.
George, what I want to know is why every time you bring up this game, you mention it's on sale, bro. Like, is the value not there? Do we need to buy it for $2?
No, I'm trying to save people money actually, because times are hard, especially now with the sanctions on Russia and everything's going up high. Yeah, I'm just trying to look out for the person's bottom wallet. I don't buy video games unless it's on sale. I'm not. Why pay $50 for something if you could pay something for $20?
Bruh, I stood in line for the first 3 Halos. Oh, I went there at 12 a.m. or whatever, in line and paid full price for Halo. I wouldn't do it for any recent Halo, but man, I'll put down $60 for something. So if Axiom Verge is $60, let me know. I'll buy it.
It's not that much, but it's as good as a $60 game. That's what I'm saying.
All right, cool. I'm a staunch student of the Black Authority.
All right, my brother.
All right, man. Yeah, pay what instead of waiting on sale, buy the full price if you really want to get the stuff.
Of course,
So
if you really want to support the developer, buy it on $14, but it's always on sale. That's what I'm trying to let people know. Because,
and also pre-order the sequel if you're never curious. That sort of stuff.
Oh man, we gotta actually talk about pre-ordering because a lot of companies can take advantage of your pre-ordering mumbo jumbo, but that's another story for another day.
Oh yeah. So that's it for the code, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. And by the way, we have our game night, first ever game night at April 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is at Rocket League. Oh man, that game is always fun to sit back and play. And regardless of what you have, it's probably one of the funnest soccer, the car games ever.
Yes, this is our first ever the code game night. We're gonna have more of this, but this is just our first one. We're planning out everything, and hopefully we'll see you there.
What if you only got a Sega Genesis? Can you join?
No,
if you still have a
PC.
Sega Genesis in this day and age, I have more respect for you than a lot of people.
Well,
yeah, but
then
can
again,
I join?
No, you need.
They can't run it. They can't run it. But then again, I have an N64. I still have an old N64, so
Yeah. So everything
All right,
is
well-
on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Switch, any 8th or 9th generation console, PS5, Xbox Series X or S.
Yeah. So I can't wait to play with y'all in the game night. Rocket League is one of the fun. I believe it's like really cheap or free at this moment on PC.
It's free to play.
Steam. Oh, it's free to play. It's free to play. You can get it. It's like if you want to go into more of the cosmetic, you can get that. But it's free to play. It's fun, easy to get into, and once you start playing, man, it's the most. It will be very fun and addictive. So I can't wait.
Well, I'm just excited to play with our 6-0 family. That's pretty. I'm actually excited for that. Like to get everybody on board, to get to actually meet everybody and stuff like that. Like we can, like I said, I hope we'll have more time like this, like more games, more times, and it's gonna be a fun time.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. Anyway, that's the show. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us what you think about the stories that we talked about here. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Peace.